Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I appreciate you guys staying along for the ride here while I had a little bit of a hiatus. I did go on vacation and sort of right as the vacation was ending, we had a little bit of emergency with Shane. He ended up with actually going to the hospital. He had a collapsed lung, so Lily and I had to come home early to be with him in the hospital because he had to get surgery and everything. And then, yeah. So basically, this day that I filmed this was the day we got back from the hospital. So it was kind of sudden that Shane had to go to the hospital. And basically, he had some stuff out when he was home by himself while we were on vacation. And it ended up just having to be it ended up just staying there for days. Probably 4 or 5 days while he was, in the hospital and everything. So you'll see, especially with this sink, when I show you the sink, there was some nasty stuff because everything sort of was just paused in time wherever he left it. Because one day he went to work and went to a doctor's appointment and then immediately had to go to the hospital to get the surgery. So yeah, it's going to be fun. This is going to be an actual super messy clean with me. It's not my whole house. It's just some main areas that were really messy that I needed to get cleaned. So I'm starting here in the kitchen. As you can see, this whole time I was just sort of decluttering and getting off whatever was on the countertops and just random mess before I started in with the dishes. So here you can see our dishes. I also pulled out those bins from the pantry. They had my onions and potatoes. And while I was gone, one onion and one potato went bad. So they all started going bad and it smelled so bad. And so I just threw them all away and now I'm gonna wash the actual containers as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through and do the dishes here first and then we will move on to the next part of the house. Inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. for cleaning the sink, I'm trying something new. This is the Mrs. Meyers cream cleaner. I see Amy Zarley and some other people always use this, so I wanted to try it just to see if it would work for me any better than just like regular soap. So I just put it all over and then I scrubbed it with the Bubble Up brush. You know, I don't really know how I feel about these Grove brushes, or at least the Bubble Up. As you can see, it gets so frayed, seems like really easily, unfortunately. I mean, it works pretty well, but I hate how frayed it gets. But anyways, I just scrubbed that in and then I rinsed it with like extremely hot water. I did feel like the cream cleaner definitely made the sink more shiny and got it cleaner. So I do like that a lot. I've also used it on my electric stovetop because we have like a cooktop, like the flat one. And that works really well also. So I do really like it. The only thing I hate is I hate the scent. I don't like the lemon verbena scent from Mrs. Meyers. And it seems like this only comes in that smell. It's definitely good for the sink to be that scent because it's the lemony kind of neutralizes the gross odors of the sink. But you know, I just wish it was like peony or something. But yeah, it does work really well. So I'm just starting the dishwasher and then I'm gonna dry off these larger dishes that I washed and put them away. And then once that's done, I'm just gonna start wiping down my countertops. I use the Mrs. Meyers mint spray for wiping down the countertops.
Shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because
So now comes the living room. So Shane got a lot of gear. We've recently got stationed at a new base, and it's a lot colder here than where we were in Florida, obviously. So he had to get all new stuff that's like winterized, I guess. So like winter clothes, winter shoes, a lot of other stuff. So he had a lot of that he was showing me, and it was just kind of out. And then we had gotten some shipments in, so we had some boxes and just some random stuff. Lily will also tend to, of course, if you have a toddler, you know, she'll tend to just like find things around the house. And so you'll be in one room and all of a sudden there'll be stuff that was like from some other room in the house. So yeah, I just had to pick up that kind of stuff too. So I'm just starting off by picking up everything before I go in and clean the floors. And in this video, I am also going to clean our bearded dragon cage. I don't know if you've seen them in the background sometimes. Georgia tends to, which is the name of my bearded dragon, as soon as she goes to the bathroom, she will just like go crazy and run in her cage. And then it literally gets everywhere and the paper towels get all messed up. So this day I had to go in and clean. If you just saw also in the left side, something just fell out of that pile of clothes. I totally forgot there was a bulletproof vest in that pile of clothes. And so when I went to pick up the pile, I was like, gosh, this is really heavy. And then I feel the bulletproof vest slide out and fall, and it actually dented my floor, which I'm kind of upset about. But I completely forgot it was in there, so that was super fun. So for cleaning out her cage, I first take everything out. So I take out all her little rock things. I take out her, and then I take out all the paper towels, the old ones. So as you can see, she walks around in her, you know, stuff, and it gets everywhere. So the spray I'm using inside, I don't use actual sprays inside here, like, you know, from a brand, because it's not good for them. So what I use is a bleach spray. So I just make it myself. I found the recipe online. I think it was for like a daycare, honestly. There's like a sanitizing formula, and then you can also make a disinfecting formula, which has just a little bit more bleach in it than the sanitizing formula. So I use the disinfecting formula, and I spray it out once and wipe as much as I can out, and then I spray it in again and let it sit for a while. And then while I was doing that, I wiped down the outside of the cage as well as underneath on the little shelf. And then once I let this sit for long enough, I'll go back in with a paper towel and wipe it out again. And that way you really get all the stuff out and it's all nice and sanitized. And then I lay down fresh paper towels and put her little things back in there. I did wash them off. And then I'm going in and wiping off the top of the cage. And I did end up just wiping down that window there. And then I also wiped down, you know, her little light fixtures. So here on this little bay window, this tends to collect things a lot. So I'm just removing all of the trash. As you can see, we got a couple packages in. So I'm removing all that, removing all the stuff, and then I'm wiping down the actual surface with the Mrs. Meyers mint spray again. But then for the windows, I am using the Method glass cleaner, which works so well. And I have the rainfall scent, which I really like. That's the same cleaner I did use on the outside of Georgia's cage for her glass, and then I'm also going to use it for our mirror in this room. Next, we're in this area, basically just doing the same thing, decluttering, putting away some things, putting away all those toys, shoes, the things she's pulled out randomly. I'm also going to wipe down the dresser here with the Mrs. Meyers mint spray. And then once that's all done, I'm going to do the floor. I'll vacuum it with my Tineco A10 Hero vacuum, which I got off Amazon. And then I will be mopping. And this time I am mopping with a new floor cleaner. I've said that in my last couple of videos that I wanted to try a new floor cleaner. So I did get one. It's the Bona Hardwood floor cleaner. And I got it in the spray bottle that it comes in. So that way I could just spray it. So I'm basically going to use my O-Cedar spin mop that I usually use. But I just have water in that. And you just wet your mop and then you spray the floor with the spray and basically just mop it up.
Close your eyes. Would you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I do want you next to me. Want you next to me, but does this work? 'Cause I know I can't get to you. I like the chase, and I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? 'Cause I'd cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice.
So the dining room table here is another catch-all area. I think we have about like 10 catch-all areas in my house. Dining room table, kitchen countertop, the little bay window, the little seat in the living room. Like, there's so many places. So starting off by just clearing off the table of all the clutter. I'm gonna wipe it down with the Mrs. Meyers mint spray, as I've been using throughout this whole video.
Will you dream for me? Some paradise.
Just tell me who you see, 'cause I think I know what you mean to me. What you mean to me, but does this work? Only 'cause we never say what.
And now I'm taking my vacuum, but with the little scrubby brush attachment, and basically I'm going around my table because it has this little groove which looks really pretty, but it catches a lot of like crumbs. So I just use this to scrub around that groove, and the little scrubby brush will kind of loosen up any crumbs that are in that groove, and then of course the vacuum will suck up those crumbs, and that's just like a great way I've found to really get rid of all those little crumbs in the table. So I'm just gonna reset the table with my decorative plates. I really wanna jazz these up. I don't really know what I wanna do, but it's like I don't love them, I don't hate them. I'm not very good at like decorating tables, I feel like, so I don't really know what to add. So if you have any suggestions of maybe something I can add to spruce that up, just let me know. And then I'm just do the same in here, vacuuming up, and then you'll see in a little bit here, I'm gonna go in with the little nozzle attachment for this vacuum to get underneath the table, because as you can see under those legs, there's little spaces, but this vacuum can't get like under there with the regular vacuum attachment. So I go in with the little nozzle attachment every so often just to get underneath there to get all the crumbs that this thing can't reach. So now onto one of the most disastrous rooms in the house at this point was my beauty room slash office room. This room, okay, it's a mess. It kind of like just gets this way between me like filming makeup videos and then Lily grabbing everything and again, bringing things in. She loves going through these little drawers and taking out my makeup. So she'll just like pull things out. So then I'll end up with so much makeup just on the floor. So I devised this little thing. I have this little gate and I completely forgot about it once we moved. And I was like, oh, I could put that in here so she could be in here with me and like watch a movie on the TV while I'm filming or editing or something. But that way she can't reach my makeup, which was excellent. So I just put her in there with a bunch of her toys, turned on Dory, and she was very content. But now it's time to clean it up. So I'm just, again, kind of cleaning up everything, decluttering, putting things where they're supposed to be first, and getting rid of any trash. So I'm doing the same thing on this desk, just decluttering, moving everything off of here. And then once that is all done, I'm gonna use the Method Multi-Surface Spray and the apple scent. And I'm gonna use that to wipe off this table. And then I'm also kind of wiping off the back of the computer because I didn't realize I was getting a little dusty. So I also did that. I wiped off the screen as well, but it wasn't necessarily to get off all the fingerprints. It was just to get off the dust. So there's still some fingerprints left, but then at least there was no dust sitting on it. So this was my favorite part to clean, or at least watch myself clean. I don't know why. But reorganizing the makeup is so satisfying, I guess. So as you can see, I have a lot of makeup. You guys would probably know at this point that I'm a makeup artist, so that's why I have a lot of makeup. So I'm just putting everything away. This tends to happen, I feel like, with me, because I don't necessarily always use this vanity to actually do my makeup. I rarely do. I'm always sort of like sitting in the corner of the room at that little fold-up desk with, you know, filming a video, and this is usually in the background. So you know, it'll get like this because I'll kind of like film a video and then put things on the table and then film another video and then more things get on the table. And then it gets to a point like this where I'm like, okay, now I really need to put everything away so I can see what I have. So I'm just putting everything away. I'm really upset actually because I didn't realize my camera stopped filming, you know, towards the end of this. So you don't get to see me actually fully finish organizing this, which is not awesome. But I do show you a clip at the end of what it looked like when it was finally organized. It was just at a certain point it like cut off, so it missed the back half of the organizing.
Traveling mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set down by the fire, knowing we couldn't higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my fun.
So now I'm just going to vacuum the floor as well as the carpet, and that is the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, found this inspirational, motivational, to get you to clean your own home. Please subscribe if you have not yet. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. And let me know down below any more videos you'd like to see, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.